Hello Aries, it's Marina from the Butterfly Effect. This is your reading for May 2024 and it's for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. I do have the Sun coming through in the dice. It may be specifically for Aries Sun, and we do have the third house of communication. So it's not just communication, it can be knowledge, information, learning. It can relate to your neighbourhood, your neighbours, siblings, usually younger, not always, and sometimes even childhood friends, that sort of thing. I think it's communication, but we'll get into the reading, we'll see a bit more. The Aries I'm reading for, and naturally it can be a switched reading, this could be for whoever you're connected with at this time, has got the element of lead and the thread. With the eel spirit, electric eel spirit in reverse. Now, head, why do I think that? Oh yes, no, lead. Lead, speaking of something that's incredibly heavy, weight, it's Saturnian, it's about density. It is the first metal. So when we see lead in the lab, as this deck relates to, it is suggesting there's an awful long way to go in terms of something. Now I feel with the thread coming through here, this can be an incident that activates the thread. The thread can be remembering who we are, but it can also be a thread in terms of activating a path, So it's almost what I always sort of feel that we've got like the nub of something, we've got like an idea. We're sort of, possibly following a stream of consciousness in one direction, but it just feels incredibly heavy with the lead, and it may well be that it just feels we've got too far to go. I mean, it can't even suggest like a big idea, but it can say that a big idea is taking more time to sort of take shape than expected, or we can't for some reason bring it into fruition, because they bring the ideas into life. The electric eel is in reverse. So I mean, I do sort of feel like there is an idea, and maybe specifically around communication, or there's something that you've picked up in terms of knowledge, or it's just an idea. There's an idea, but for whatever reason it feels heavy or difficult, or it's taken too long to get something launched, or launched, to start something, to get it off and running, and we're actually looking at some sort of ending in terms of the outcome here. So I don't know specifically what this idea is, or what this pathway is, or the route that you've been on, or the direction you've been taking. It's a general reading fitted to your circumstances, but the eel is saying that we're not able to bring this idea into life. Got to stop saying that. I did actually hear, and I think it's new order, regret, and I forget the first line, but I did hear have a conversation on the telephone, and I've got obviously the house of communication come through. There's something that somebody wants. They want to have a conversation. They want to have, gosh, I wish I could remember the lyrics, and I didn't want to, like, play this and go and check and blah blah, but anyway, look up that song. It's definitely that song, she says. So yeah, the central issue is the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, so we could be dealing with a work issue here. The Eight of Pentacles in reverse can be someone who is not putting in a lot of effort in the work front. It can speak of like shoddy workmanship in terms of their output. It can be that somebody just doesn't want to work, isn't enjoying their work. Yeah, and it's a female, so I'm either reading for a female, or this is a significant female in your life. I feel it's probably more the former, but there's some sort of difficulty, lack, obstacle with the mountain coming through here. There's some sort of, maybe even it's like a delay in terms of the work front here. I feel we're kind of having to, like, I actually feel the word is gurning. That thing when they did that thing, yeah, gurning, G-U-R-N-I-N-G, just like pulling faces, but it's gritting our teeth in some way in a situation that's suboptimal. What do I want? I don't want that, because it feels very worky. Now, it doesn't need to be work of it. I mean, it's a general reading. You might not even be employed. It's kind of just relate to motivation, something we're working on, even a hobby. But the mountain suggests there's some sort of blockage or difficulty here. High Honor. And the Thief. Wow. High Honor is a trump card in this deck, and here's my main female, more than likely who I'm reading for, making some sort of decision. Now the High Honor card is a card of recognition and reward. There's just a feeling that, yeah, it's suboptimal. There's something suboptimal. The Thief doesn't necessarily mean that something is, you know, financially taken from us. It can just suggest that, yeah, there is something that's been removed. And it may well be work, you know, we may just want to give up work or not want to continue, you know, putting effort into something. It likely is a relationship of some sort, even if it's not just work. Because I have the King of Wands down here in terms of how you're seeing yourself. So Red says the female, but now I'm saying you're the King of Wands. And then the Queen of Wands is up here in someone's headspace, and she's in reverse. There is, I think, some sort of difficulty in a relationship, put it that way, whether it's a work relationship or a personal relationship. But this is also feeling it's in some way, because the High Honors cards can also be our reputation, you know, in terms of how we're seen. There's a feeling that that is in some way being diminished, you know. So that may be something that's going on in the workplace here, that there's been communication with the third house. That I don't know, maybe we're not seen as positively as we would like to be seen, and you know, let's see, why is the Thief here? Why is the Thief taking away from the High Honors? Yeah, I mean, it's bringing us down, literally bringing us down. There is some sort of tomfoolery afoot with trickery here. And it may be specifically around our pentacles, our money, our income, that sort of thing. So either someone is maybe not getting paid what they're due, what they were expected, what they were promised, or it's a case of we don't want to put any effort into this. It gives us absolutely no joy. Quite the opposite. It's bringing us down. It's like the thief of joy here is possibly whatever this is. And yet over here, I'm feeling, you know, so maybe there is a nub of a new idea, but it's just incredibly difficult to get it off the ground. Now, it may be difficult to get it off the ground because we're not in a positive mindset, you know, because the environment we're in, and again, the Knight of Pentacles is in reverse in our environment. So again, it could be a kind of work issue thing here. Is that, you know, it's just very difficult to remain positive when every day is like a bit of a drudge, you know, a bit of a drudge. Yeah, and then I'm seeing the card Forgiveness come out. So I've had the song Regret, and now I've had Forgiveness. I'm not sure it's entirely who that relates to or how it fits into the reading just right, but just bear that in mind. So the upshot of this reading is, underneath it all, we have got the Three of Swords. There's some sort of separation, loss, betrayal. I think in the past here there's been, I mean, honestly, it feels slightly delusional that someone may have had some hopes of either a reunion or the coming together of a partnership, and it feels kind of pie in the sky. And it's out, if it's not pie in the sky, it's just a fantasy that someone has or had in the recent past of, you know, getting together with someone. And like literally the difficulty here is, you know, having bringing that happiness to fruition. Honestly, again, there's some sort of difficulty here when the lead card's coming through. Is some sort of weight, is something that's taking a very long time. But I just feel that this Seven of Cups and Three of Cups over here, yeah, no, again, it can be work. That is my work card. But I feel Seven of Cups, Three of Cups for Aries. Just show me. I think somebody wanted something new here. I think that either they waited or they just felt it was time for, you know, something new. And because I have the King, Queen of Wands, and she's definitely in reverse, he's in the upright, that can mean she's out the picture, she's not interested, she's being a bit bitchy. I just feel that somebody wanted something new here. This is obviously, or it almost felt this was someone's answer to their happiness, but it's not here. Either it just didn't come off, it's not going to come off, because the Queen of Wands up here is not interested. So underneath it all, we have got, you know, either feeling betrayed, being betrayed, or a loss and a separation. Who's the Queen of Wands? Too many. I want a new deck instantly. Yeah, I just keep hearing it. I wish I could remember the first line. Have a conversation on the telephone. I just want something to call my own. Someone to call my own. Have a conversation on the telephone. I was blah, blah, blah. Sorry, I can't get it. Please go listen to it. I mean, it may not be for you. It's still in my head now. And I think I got it maybe 2 nights ago as a dreaming song. So it might not be yours. Queen of Wands reversed. Why is the Queen of Wands reversed? And who is the Queen of Wands reversed? Right, play. Who's the... Interesting. So she's got the box, which is a card of kind of limitations and being kind of caged and trapped. And that is a wee bit similar to, you know, the Mountain card. Somebody feels them, you know, a bit stuck or limited. This can be someone who is, yeah, I mean, it's turning. This is dealing with rules and the order. I've just heard New Order song. It's the normal way of doing things. I feel someone's actually kind of trying to break out the box here, quite frankly, or they already have. And we have got the Hunter, the Seeker, the Pursuer, the Predator, very results orientated. I think this is coming back to this hope, fantasy of some sort of get together or reunion. And then we have an offering, and this is about clearly that, just a gift. It can be a present, it can be maybe even some sort of sacrifice sometimes. I just feel it's an offering. So there is like this, I think it's this King of Wands. That's possibly who I'm reading for, given that they've come up and how you see yourself and how you're seen. Is making some sort of offer, because this is somebody who wants the Queen of Wands, who sees the Queen of Wands as their natural partner, and maybe someone they're currently in separation from. Because this is under it. This is current. The Three of Swords is underneath it all. Let's have a quick peek. Three of Swords. Resentment I'm hearing. It is, gosh, it's my fairy godmother. And she's in reverse here. So this is sometimes feeling that our wishes aren't coming true. But the fairy godmother is also kind of turning her nose up to blessings in our lives, you know. Not recognising the gifts that we have available to us, or indeed have been offered to us. But I just get this here, this 7 of Cups, 3 of Cups, which is obviously predicting some sort of 4 of Cups. Somebody's trying to make the change. Nellis the Alchemist is trying to turn lead into gold. That is her signification. We've got lead, and whatever this gold is, which is possibly a reunion or a relationship, someone's not able to bring it into fruition. So it's like not having our wishes granted, not able to make this change. So I'm going to go straight to the King of Wands, because this is the connection. Even though I've got the Emperor coming up in the future, this King of Wands down here has got the Two of Pentacles coming out sideways. So this has been somebody who's maybe juggling a lot, or who isn't sure whether to, you know, drop something. But this is also someone who can be dealing with a financial matter, trying to kind of rob Peter to pay Paul and decide where to put their money. Yeah, you know, this is a weird thing. And this is why I should always listen to my intuition, given what I do particularly. Even still, I like to see proof. I like to check. The King of Wands is in the upright, you know. But I just got the feeling that he wasn't, yeah. Even though the Queen of Wands is up here, and usually Queen of Wands in reverse is, you know, the mean girl. She can be really bitchy. She can be incredibly sexy and alluring, and then, you know, stab you in the back. And I'm not saying that's not who that is, but I'm feeling that this, who I'm reading for, is this offer is coming from this King of Wands, and he's in reverse. Now this is somebody who can just be, you know, misuse their power, and we have got an issue in the workplace here. It can be someone who's very oppressive, who is even corrupt in terms of their finances. Who's this King of Wands? Aries. And yeah, it is Aries. Okay, so there it is again. Yeah, when I say there it is again, it's in my head. The medal, the medallion is something we're reaching for. Is something we're trying to achieve. It is the prize, it is the win, it is the object of our affections, and that is the Queen of Wands sitting right up there in reverse. Probably not in the least bit interested in this offer that's coming from this King of Wands. I will just in a minute check their actual connection. That's just the vibe I'm getting. But he has a vision, he has a dream. I have a dream. But it's his imagination. In his imagination, he has a dream that he is A, the king, and B, this is the object of his desire, and they're going to come together. And it is proving very, very difficult to make happen. Painful underneath it all. There's some sort of pain in bringing some sort of happiness. Having the strength to, you know, make it happen. Now, I did see the apocalypse under there, and that can, you know, can be delving into the underworld there. So let's just ask, what is the connection currently? What do we want? Let's take some spirit animals. What is the connection currently between the King of Wands and Queen of Wands? What is the connection? Clear out the clutter. This is, so yeah, and it's in reverse here. Brown bear in reverse. Now, the brown bear when it's in reverse is somebody who's a bit pissed off. This is when we don't want to poke the bear, you know. Now the bear's going to respond in a bearish way. The frog spirit when it's in reverse is saying that there is some sort of, something needs to be purged, something needs to be cleansed. It can be physical clutter, mental clutter, emotional clutter, but something kind of unclean. There is, you know, there is maybe a conversation with this third house that needs to happen in terms of maybe even just clearing the air. But someone is maybe kind of a bit prickly just now. The Lion. Lion is the Leo card, but it's be generous of spirit. It is in the upright. It is in the upright. I feel that there's something somebody isn't letting go of here, and it is going to happen because the Death card is in the outcome. There is going to be an ending. So as much as there needs to be like a clearing in terms of conversation and maybe, you know, relation, I almost feel that somebody doesn't, see this Strength card here? The Four of Wands is in reverse, the Empress is in the upright, Nine of Pentacles. I feel that somebody is almost trying to be kind by not saying what's on their mind. Because there's a very good chance that it was to come out the mouth and it's not going to be kind. It's you know, it's not. Okay, let's have a look at the environment. So now we've got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. We've got the Page of Cups up in reverse. The Page of Cups upright, sorry. The Page of Cups in this deck is narcissist, who is enthralled, engaged, obsessed with his own reflection to the point it is his own demise. The Page of Cups naturally is some sort of emotional offer. It can be a gift. It can represent a child. I feel with this combination here in terms of our environment, I get a feeling of being distracted in terms of what we're supposed to be doing, what we're supposed to be committed to. The Eight of Pentacles is here in reverse in terms of what we're supposed to be working on daily, you know, putting effort into how we make a living, that sort of thing. And the Knight of Pentacles to me is the worker. It is the employee, it is the colleague, it is the friend, it's the confidant, it's loyalty, and it's in reverse. The Page of Cups can often sometimes speak of an apology, but this is the environment. Page of Cups with the, oh my god, New Order, regret. So this could be an apology. The apology is for maybe not being loyal, not putting in the work, not being committed, not trying hard enough, don't know. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Regret. Perception. Isolation. So isolation is just that. It's, you know, feeling unincluded, not part of the gang, not part of the group, wanting to be on our own. And I feel with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse here, especially with perception, there is either somebody's guilty about, you know, the perception they have of someone, but the perception card, when it comes out, usually turns everything on its head. We're looking at exactly the same thing, but now with new information, a new experience behind us, it looks entirely different. Perception with the Knight of Pentacles. Guilt. So in an environment, I mean, honestly, it really does feel like a workplace here with this combination in particular. This is, it is being in the public, it is parks and outdoor spaces. It's also groups of people, meetings, get-togethers. The Anchor's my work card. If it isn't specifically work, and that might not relate to your circumstances, it's something that's enduring, lasting, achieving some sort of goal or something new. That's not what's happening here. There is some sort of meeting, and someone is feeling or perceiving that they are in some way isolated, either from a partner, from a group of people, or, you know, in the work environment here. And someone may feel guilty. They may be sending a message. That may be what they're speaking of in the third house, that they feel guilty. But let's have a look at what somebody feels guilty about. What should we have? Guilty. What's the guilt? Oh my God, occupation. Either not working, not doing something properly. Somebody could have made a mistake at work. Something's been taken at work. Someone's job's been taken, you know, been usurped or leapt over in terms of promotion. Someone's overstepped their mark at work. Someone feels guilty. That was in reverse. The courthouse doesn't relate to just the courthouse. It can be any sort of documentation. Yes, it can be legal matters. This could be a work contract, for example, but it can just be any kind of paperwork in relation to the work we do. And there's an apology here because somebody feels guilty in that scenario. There's my main female. She came up here. Adjudication was in the base here. So either somebody's made, like, you know, a poor judgment in terms of who this main female is, or there is ultimately some sort of verdict coming in for a main female. And I really do think it's in relation to work. Now, it might well be that the verdict the main female chooses to make is not to work there anymore. You know? Doesn't need to be that. That's maybe a bit too simple, but it could be something just as straightforward as that. So in terms of our hopes, we're hoping for the Hermit. I was going to say Virgo is the card of Virgo. What I found interesting about this layout is when I see the Hermit, he is very much side-eyeing the Emperor. Now, the Emperor is our future energy, and the Emperor is the boss. Yeah, so interesting. I kind of got the vibe that this was somebody who is eyeing up a leadership role. You know, there may be a promotion, there may be, yeah, it could be something like that. And this is somebody who feels guilty and about something that's gone on at work, either in terms of how they do something, or as I say, they might have like tried to take someone's job, or they've taken someone's job, or they've got a promotion above them. But this Virgoan Hermit, I keep wanting to say Virgo, is seeking leadership. Now, if it's not leadership of their own, they're looking up to a leader. I don't feel that. I don't feel that at all. Well, would you look at that? And there's the Strength card as the obstacle. This is the same King of Wands, the one that I'm supposed to be reading for, who's now come up in reverse. I forget what I even said about him. He was the king in reverse. He was the leader in reverse. What else did he have? You'll remember. I don't. But this is who it is. This is who this chap is. And he's side-eyeing a leadership role. He's giving the boss the side eye. Now, in terms of his fears, interestingly, it's the sun. And the sun is also the obstacle. Happiness, joy, health, vitality. Who fears that? Nobody. This is about illumination in a fearful position with the Six of Swords in reverse. Six of Swords in reverse is sometimes about not being able to leave a place, not being able to advance, not being able to remove ourselves from some sort of difficulty or clash, or even move on from some sort of defeat. Fears. Why is the sun a fear? And the Six of Swords. Gosh, you know, the Knight of Wands is at the base of the deck in reverse here. The Knight of Wands in reverse is someone who's irresponsible, who's someone who's impulsive, takes rash decisions, makes mistakes, gets above themselves. I think there's someone here trying to get above themselves, trying to be the king when they're not the king, basically. The Six of Cups is in reverse in the Sun position, and this is about some sort of regret from the past. It's a bad memory from the past, but it's also saying that at this point in time, maybe there isn't an apology offered that's to be accepted, or there's no sort of reunion coming back here. Six of Swords in reverse, as I say, returning. Ten of Wands reverse. So we're trying to drop something here. And the fear is we're not going to be able to drop some sort of responsibilities. I think somebody wants to move up here. They want to move up the scale. Sorry, my nose is proper blocked. Show me more about... Oh. I was going to say this guy here. Yeah, so it's not going to happen, basically. Whatever this person's aspirations of a higher position are. Do you know, because the vibe I get is the way that this person goes around things is just not cool. It's not cool at all. It's the whole side-eye thing and looking for opportunities. And it's one of these things where, if you know this kind of person, it's so apparent to everyone else. Well, maybe not everyone. A lot of people. And yet occasionally it's not apparent at all to the very person they're trying to, you know, either usurp or impress. Yeah, I'm just getting that. So I wasn't asking, because that is the hope. The hope is that someone is seeking something. Someone's going to stay in the background and kind of like slip in there, you know, when an opportunity presents itself. They're going to be the rescuer. Okay, let's have a look at your outcome, Aries. Do let me know who you are in the reading. I'll say at this point, I do have a wee offer coming up this month because I'm determined that everybody gets a reading in the month of May. If you drop a comment, because I'm trying to increase the level of comments to help circulate the videos, then I will put all the names in a hat. You can comment on all 12 videos if you want, even if you drop an emoji, that's cool. And at the end of the 12 readings, I'll pull a name, do a mini video to make sure you're subscribed, your bell's filled in, announce the winner, and then you can provide me with your email address and you'll get a reading. Okie dokie. Death. Our outcome is death and the King of Swords in reverse. So we have a new character. Hanged Man in reverse. It's the Eight of Pentacles again. So the Eight of Pentacles in reverse is the current issue, the central issue for the month, and the outcome is death and the Eight of Pentacles. So there's something ending on the work front here. Something that's been delayed, or there's been a pin stuck in it, or we've been waiting on some sort of decision made. Someone may be angry, maybe coming into battle. I feel that there's somebody coming back. Because I'm seeing the Four of Swords reversed here. This may be somebody that's been away, been healing, been on a break. They were on a break. Why is it? Oh, already. Who's this King of Swords reversed? Ooh, Blank page. Friends in the upright, and yet he's in reverse. Okay, so with Jehovah at the base of the deck here in reverse, this is saying that there is a need at this time for some realistic caution, okay? Because this King of Swords may appear very friendly, very supportive. You can't read him. You can't read him because he's got blank page, blank face, giving nothing away. Be careful. Now, again, I might be speaking to the King of Wands and you're not even the King of Wands. You might be the Queen of Wands, you know. You might be the Emperor. That's for you to determine. I'm telling you, realistic caution in terms of who this chap is. So we're making some decisions and we're moving on. The fairies of the future is usually moving on with a degree of reticence. You know, again, we're kind of side-eyeing the past here. Are we sure? We're not so sure. This King of Swords is ending something. Maybe ending someone's joy, ecstasy, joy, rapture, because this came up in, I think, I'm afraid I can't remember the reading, came up in this position, in the fear position. Oh, I don't know, it might be Capricorn. So this is the self-pity card. It's very defeatist, it's very depressing. And we've already had the despondence card come through, so there's definitely an element of that. That's who he is. Did I say that? Is that who he is, or that's what he's ending? So someone who's not able to be reached when they're like really, 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 really melancholic. Okay. So the issue with the King of Swords when he's in reverse is he's not always telling the truth. You know, when I say he's a blank page and you can't read him, he is collecting a lot of information. He is most certainly taking notes. He's got his nose into everybody's business here. He's not really feeling that, you know, the rainbow's coming out after the storm. Iris of the rainbow, hope returns. He's not really feeling that. And with Sylvanus in reverse, this is someone who's not at this point able to reveal something. Then they may have knowledge, they may have answers, they may have information, not revealing it. There is something ending on the work front. It may be something that's delayed or it has been delayed, but now it's happening. I'm just saying there is realistic caution regards whoever this Knight of Swords is. Because I think he might do something kind of out of the blue. And he might just, you know, communicate that he's burning shit up. Because I'm flicking cards on the side here. And I'm seeing Uranus. And I was seeing Ash. And I'm just seeing someone like, you know. I mean, I did see the Knight of Swords in reverse. Yeah, somebody's taking some sort of risk in terms of a new beginning here. So I'm just saying you're not going to be able to read them. So if it's your reading and you'd like a personal, my information is below. But otherwise, just watch. Aries advice. And go and listen to it. Oh my God, regret. You are not alone, your guardian angel. And you might be seeing signs of the angels around you. You might find feathers. So many ways, you know, you just get a vibe that there's somebody there. You might get a wee tap in the shoulder, a little brush of your hair, that kind of thing. So that is a very supportive message for whoever this is for, because the Knight here is my confessing Knight. It's my crying Knight. Let's get a little tear right down his cheek. Be brave and honest. So it usually means that somebody has to divulge something that's very uncomfortable. And let's just read it. Because there's just regret all over this Knight. Even if it's not your message, good song. Right. Be brave and honest. There we are. The The energy of respect is important right now. You're being encouraged to figure out what is important to you and what you stand for. If you're in a space where there's opposition, you're being guided to follow through with integrity, because even if it seems this will slow your progress, Saturn led, blah blah, your rewards will be much more abundant. You're being surrounded by the light of bravery to help now. Maybe so, but the Strength card is in the obstacle position. Okay, just saying. This card also brings justice. If you're longing for justice, please know that universal energies are working to bring everything back into order, new order, and that you don't need to force anything through with your will. If you have made any mistakes recently, and I do believe someone has, it's important to take ownership of them so that you can align yourself with improving the situation. If you are feeling the need to defend your spiritual path at this time, back down and let it protect you. There's definitely protection here, which is really quite lovely. And even if it's not your reading, if it's a cross watcher with someone you're dealing with, they're not alone. They are getting a lot of protection, and this is somebody in some way needs to kind of, I would say stand up for themselves, but I'm getting a kind of abusive energy around here. It's not really standing up for themselves, it's being honest with themselves. Yeah, that's it. That's sometimes the hardest thing, isn't it? Very much so. Anyway, you have a good month. I'll talk to you soon.